Good day to you. My name is Maria Kondzielska and you are watching Poland Daily Culture. Anyone who is a little bit educated knows the name of Copernicus, but not everyone held in their own hands a manuscript of his first text. And with me is Bartłomiej Feluś from Manuscriptum Publishing House. Thank you very much for this invitation.
Thank you for being our guest here. I would like to present today a big part of our history. This is a facsimile. It means the scientific copy of a manuscript of Nicolaus Copernicus. What we see here, it's a facsimile of his manuscript. It's not printed edition. It means that the original of this book is located in the Jagiellonian Library in Krakow. And this is one of the few manuscripts that is listed in UNESCO as a memory of the world manuscript. Manuscript of Nicolaus Copernicus is called the Revolutionibus. Means something else, that's the Revolutionibus Orbium Coelestium, because many people in Poland, they make this little mistake, because the first edition of printed edition of manuscript is called the Revolutionibus Orbium Coelestium. But Copernicus called his original work, his manuscript written by his hands, as the Revolutionibus.
And because of your work in Manuscriptum, people are actually able to hold in their own hands a facsimile, but still a manuscript which looks exactly the same as the original one, which is of course in the library, and barely anyone can touch it because of its historical values. But due to this work, it is open, I would say, to the public, and we can go through, we can see how Copernicus wrote, what style, see his drawings, and feel a little bit like, I would say, like a scholar, or you take people back in time for travel, I would say. So my question is, how did you prepare this facsimile which we can see here?
5 years ago, we started to talk to the Jagiellonian Library about making the scientific copy. What for? Of course, many libraries, many collectors, they need to present it to the public, as well the Jagiellonian Library. So every time when somebody tells me, yes, I saw original in the Jagiellonian Library, actually it's not true. I'm sure 100% he saw only facsimile, means copy. The original is protected from the light, from the temperature, from many different factors that can destroy the original. So it is well protected in the safe underground. What we see, this is a scientific copy. We made this copy in a very long process, starting from negotiations with Jagiellonian Library, ending with a lot of handmade finishings with this book 5 years ago. The first sales of this copy we made in 2017, 2016. This is one of 99 copies, because all edition is limited to 99 copies. Of course, every copy is certified in a notary office. Every is numbered. Every copy is dedicated to the clients in Poland and all around the world. We see one of the few last copies that we sell actually here in Poland. We have to know that this year is it's exactly 500 years when Copernicus began his work on manuscript. He wrote his first letters in the manuscript. It was in 1520. So today it's exactly 500 years ago, beginning of the job.
Yeah, so it's a round year when we should actually celebrate, because I would say that this manuscript of Copernicus is probably the most valuable book which we have in Polish in the possession in Poland, and also with huge historical value and scientific value to the whole world, because of course it was a revolutionary book.
Let's keep in mind that this is one of the most important books in the history of Poland, the book that changed the world, written by Polish scientists, by Polish astronomer, and this book is listed at the UNESCO list, as I mentioned to you before, and it looks like this is the most expensive book. However, nobody will never ever buy it and will sell it, so it's really hard to estimate the value of the book. But many people say that a part of the Gutenberg Bible, which is located in Pelplin, this manuscript is one of the most expensive, most valuable book in Polish libraries.
Absolutely, of course. And just to remind and also explain to our audience, because probably not everyone knows, it is not written in Polish language, but it was written in Latin, yes?
And Greek.
And Greek.
Additionally, his character of writing is really beautiful. What Copernicus was doing, when you see inside the book, it's really beautiful. We call it humanistic character of writing, and Greek and Latin. It's not illuminated manuscript because this is a scientific book. It is a result of his observations of the planets, of the stars, and there are many mathematical schemas. Actually, the book inside is it's quite complex scientific job. That's why Copernicus was very afraid when he was giving this book, his manuscript, to the public. He was very afraid that many people will not understand his job. Actually, he was right. And in 1616, his manuscript was placed in the Index of Vatican as a prohibited manuscripts. So the work of life of Copernicus that changed the world today is located from 1956 in the Jagiellonian Library. Before it belonged to, stayed quite a long time, a few hundred years, in Nosic's library in Prague. But in 1956, according to the government deal, there was kind of exchange between Polish government and Czechoslovakian governments. They gave us Nicolaus Copernicus, and we gave them one of the Bibles, quite important for the Czech history. Since 1956, Copernicus stays in Poland.
In Krakow National Library, and we also have the facsimile, so almost an identical copy here with us. And so if you actually would like to have at home a real version and scientific copy, page by page, the same one as Copernicus wrote himself, well, check out Manuscript and Publishing House and stay with us for another episode. Thank you very much for watching Poland Daily Culture.